There are multiple ways to build borders on Final Cut Pro, but I'm just going to be showing you guys my favorite way of making borders. These are super easy to make. The first thing that you need to do is just get like a white solid colored image, and you just have to import your footage on top of that image. And then you need to press the transform button. It's the first button on the left, and you're just going to drag your clip that you put over the screenshot to be smaller so it creates a little border. And then you can select that screenshot and change the color and just add some effects to it if you want. The next thing that you can do that will definitely spice up the border is add an overlay. So I just added this star image that I found on Google, and I just played around with the colors. As you guys can see, I also added an underwater distortion to it, so it kind of moved with the border. I just played around with the settings in underwater and put down the speed and refraction. These are my results. I really wanted to show you guys how I make intros in the beginning of my videos because it makes it super engaging just right from the start. I like to make my intros pretty colorful, and I like to match different texts and little effects to the music that I'm playing. So for this intro, I used Pretty Girl, and I just adjusted my screenshot of the white box, and I definitely recommend for editing just to have a white image on hand because you can always edit the color, and I used a screenshot literally all the time. So I made a compact clip with my screenshot after I adjusted the size and dragged the crop and feather effect. I just brought the width down so it could kind of have like a retro old effect. I don't really know if that worked out, but Michael, I'm recording! The really great thing about editing softwares is that they show you like the audio, lines, as you guys can see, so you can match up your editing to the music. Pretty Girl has those like 4 ticks, you would call them. I don't really know. But basically, I cut each time there was a sound and I changed the color. So like my audio matched up with the visual. Of course, this is totally customizable and you can do whatever you want with it, but this is just what I did. I also added some text, and I like to add barrettes into my video. I actually added this super cool effect where the barrettes moved, and I'll show you guys how I did that. So after sizing my barrette to how I want it to look, I just set it in place and I clicked the keyframes button, and then I would scroll down to the time that I wanted it to change, and I'd keep on dragging it. So this is really hard to explain, but hopefully you guys can understand just by watching what I'm doing. I also slowed down the movement that I created because I just thought that my keyframes were moving too fast. I made it a compound clip, and then I duplicated it and rotated it. So now I have 2 little barrettes, and then I just simply added my text. Intros are so important. Exporting from Final Cut Pro is actually so easy, but it took me such a long time to learn it for some reason. So all you have to do is go on File and then go to Share, and then I'm exporting just as like an MP4 so I can use it in another video. I just press Share, and there's a ton of options. You can export it to YouTube. For this case, I am using Master Files, so I just selected Master Files and I edited the resolution and just how I wanted the quality to be. Adding custom text to your videos makes it a lot more professional. So to be able to customize a text and make it your own, just search up on my installed titles and use the custom. So for this example, I'm going to be doing the bad TV example. So you're just going to go to your effects bar and you're going to search up a bad TV, and I'm just going to drag this effect over to my text. So as you guys can see, it makes it super light and colorful. I'm just bringing the exposure of my white solid image down so you can actually see my text, because the bad TV does make the exposure very high. You can play with these settings. So the next thing that I like to use in my text is the prism effect. I think that this is honestly cuter than bad TV. It's this nice rainbow design. As you guys can see, I actually played with the keyframes and adjusted the amount. When I show you guys my example, you'll be able to see how the amount of this effect increased and decreased. The next thing that I love to do in my text is add the underwater feature. Literally all you have to do is go to the effects and search up underwater, and you can adjust the refraction and everything. The next thing I'm going to be teaching you guys is face distortions. This is really pretty self-explanatory. All you have to do, honestly, is just go to the effects bar and go down to distortion, and it has a ton of options. You can do underwater, fisheye, earthquake. I personally use fisheye and earthquake a lot. Final Cut Pro is great for this option because I know that iMovie doesn't come with face distortions. There are other ways you can get them with like Video Star, but it's so much more effort. Final Cut Pro just makes it super easy to access. So here are my results. Things that I've come on and things that I've noticed. Collaging my video clips has definitely added a really customizable touch on my videos. I think my videos look so much better now. All you have to do is just stack a few clips on top of each other and make sure they're the same length. And you're going to be pressing the transform button and make sure that you have selected the clip that is on the top, so you will actually be able to see it because it won't be covered by the other overlays. And you're just going to move it around to where you want it. So I just put it in the corner here, and then I adjusted the other one and make sure it was below it, or if I wanted it above that picture, I would just drag that overlay to the top, if that makes sense. So then I dragged the one that was below so you could actually see my belt. I kind of matched up my lines to make sure that they were straight so they actually look good in the collage. You can see multiple clips at a time. It actually keeps it really interesting and entertaining to watch. I have a few plugins for transitions, but I've recently just started using transitions and they have changed my videos so much. I actually didn't really know that you can make transitions on Final Cut Pro, which sounds so stupid. I just wanted to show you guys my go-to transition that isn't with my plugins. The transition I mainly use is in the movements column, and it's the slide. So this just slides the video to the right, so it's like a nice simple transition. I just shortened the transition to the length I want it. I usually make my transitions pretty short so the video is like speedy. So the audio that I match up with my transition is the golf hit. I think that adding an audio adds to the whole transition effect. So I just use the golf hit and lower the volume. Make sure that the highest point of the audio is in the middle of my transition. So these are my results. So without further ado, let's just get on into the video. So when you first Crop to Fill and Ken Burns has made my editing just on another level. When I am saying something that I want the viewer to really retain and understand, I just split the clip before and after I say that and select that specific clip and choose Crop to Fill. So I just crop my video just a little bit smaller than it was before, not like a huge crop that like quirky YouTubers do. And I also like to do Ken Burns as well. I like to reverse my start and end so that the clip is starting closer up to my face and ending farther away. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a how I style my outfits video. I keep on falling into pieces every day. You don't